Eve. Welcome everybody anyway. This is Eve, this is the first time ever in a big arena full of people. As you can see, when we walk in, the horse gets a little bit anxious, and I'm not going to change anything I do. There is certain exercises I would do before I got on a horse, as in Western we do. And I'll run you through them very quickly, then I'll get on a ride. We're going to try and do a little bit of lasso and show you how we work cows. Now, the first thing I want to do is make sure my horse has a little bit of tension on me. It's going to be a bit more news up there just now, but I just wanted to walk around in a circle, making sure, oh, thank you. And we'll have a walk around in a circle, and then I want to move our body a bit. So, everything, we call it the circle of life, and this is the circle of life. So, if I'm teaching my horse anything, I want to teach it to work its hindquarters, so when I walk into them, it walks away from them. Keeps its feet moving. I can change direction. The horse will keep its body away from me a little bit all the time. And when I've got the circle, and I've got hindquarters on both sides, like that, bring the front through, I need to get the front shoulders. Now, when I do the turnaround, which is this one here, where I'm going to ask for the hindquarters, then I'm going to ask for the front to come through, but the horse has to step away from us. It can't come into us. If it comes into us pushing, I can't allow the horse to push on us. Then when I've got all that done, and I know my horse is a little bit focused on moving its front feet like that, I'll then start thinking, what about moving the front shoulders over? So you'll all know what a half pass is, forward. You'll all know what a half pass is, which is the front legs crossing over, going sideways in a forward motion. I'm staying on my circle though, every time. Can everybody see that? Front legs cross over. Once I've got that side, I then consider, how about do me half pass, pushing the front shoulder over, come on, move, and going into a half pass, holding the front still, asking the side as I walk in. Notice the distance, keeps its distance all the time. I ask for this for every horse I train. If anybody wants to watch later on at 3 o'clock in the top arena, we are working a client's horse, which has only got 24 hours under the belt from the minute it started. So I've done that side, so I need to make sure I can get this side. So I'm going to ask for that front side crossover. I'm going to halt the front. I'm going to halt the front, and I'm going to say, can we just walk sideways? Thank you. I'd like you just to walk sideways. Thank you, that'll do. So now I've got my front, my hind, and my side pass. Okay? That tells me I'm about ready to get on. And it also helps the horse settle down a little bit. And I just chuck my flag over there because I don't need it. And I'm going to get on. Now, bear with me. This is not how you get on a Western horse, but I had a knee replacement and I can't bend my leg as much as I used to, and I'm not getting on a mountain block. Stand, stand, stand. Good girl. Here you go. Come on, let me get on now. Right. Whoa. Oh, thank you. So, we get back to exactly what I've done on the ground. So, without using the reins as much as I can, I'm going to start circling, doing what I always do, my circle of life, what I call. So I want the horse to come round in a circle. Once I get the circle, I'm now going to ask for the hindquarters. So I lift my left rein, push my leg back, bring the leg through, and walk back with my circle. Come on. And I'm going to come back around again. I'm going to lift my right leg and lift my right rein, push it round, get the hindquarter. Now I'm going to bring the front through. So now I've started getting the shoulder movement. So the front shoulder is every movement I need. So as I'm coming around my circle, I need to make sure I have now got my front shoulder, which would give me my half pass, which is that movement. Okay? Which is still on the circle. My half pass. Still on the circle. Then, from there, I want to be able to say, can I halt that half pass and put you straight into a side pass by changing my motion? We'll go back on the circle this way, so we'll do this side. Good boy. Young girl. I've got boys and girls, so I get mixed up. I'm dyslexic. So, we go back on the circle again. We come round, and notice how loose the reins are. I don't want to be pulling this horse. I'm going to ask for the hind quarter. I'm going to lift that rein a little bit to get that hind quarter through. Now I'm going to bring the front through. Now I'm going to back on my circle. Back on the hind quarter, bring the front through, back on my quarter. That's it. And I'm back on my circle again. So on this side, can I go for my half pass from my circle? There's my half pass. Hold the front, and I'll get my side pass. And back on my circle. Good girl. That's it. That's a good girl. Settling down. Everything comes from the circle. Every movement we do comes from the circle. Because what I really need to do next is, can I do counter bend on the circle? So I'm going to lift the outside rein a little bit, push the shoulder around, and bring the leg in and say, bring that shoulder around. Bring that shoulder around. Thank you. Walk out. Counter bend on the other side. Bringing the shoulder around. There's not much effort in this. Now, if anybody knows this horse, it was a point where we didn't know we'd ever ride it because we thought it had a bad back or it's double-barreled everybody. It was one of them horses, hand-reared, and was a bit of a problem. She's one of the best horses I've got now. And this is the first time we've actually brought her to a big demonstration like this. So there's me half pass. I'll hold the front, and I'll say go into a side pass. So I was on a pole, I could stop that. And once I've got all them movements, then I can start thinking what I need to do. So when we go to cow work, and we work in cows, we need to make sure that the horse is good enough a horse with a rope around it. So, you'll see this in Arena 2 after lunch, because we're going to be doing some roping work with the new horse. We need to know that the horse is happy with this. Now, has anybody done any roping? Anybody roped before? Put your hand up. Have you done roping? So you'll know what I'm talking about then. So when you do an open overhand, which is what I'm doing, just get my rope right. Twist it. We need to be able to not worry that it gets wrapped around the horse's feet if ever it does, like it does there, which I'm going to show you in a minute what we're going to do, because there's things I need to know all about my horse. I've got a little bit of a tangle in it there, so I'm going to start again. That's it. Right. So, when you're swinging a rope on a horse, there is 3 different swings. Side arm, which is straight up and down like this, is a side arm, okay? And you've got an overhead, which is across, and you have to tip the rope across the ears. It's like spilling a cup of tea. So you drop it over the ears. You watch my hand, it comes down and down, okay? And then you've got a backhand shot, which is that, okay? I'm going to try and show you all 3. But before I show you all 3, before I even start showing the horse a cow or anything else, I need to make sure it's not going to get upset, whatever I do. I need to know that this isn't going to affect it if it got tangled up in the front. Lift your foot, that's it. Hard foot, back one. Wrong foot. Don't care if it's in the wrong foot or not. It's in the wrong foot, but I don't mind, because I know the horse is happy with that. It's not getting worried, it's not running off. Take your foot out. Take your foot out. Foot out. That's it, girl. Come on, that's it. you go. So I don't panic, and I'm never going to panic. Horse needs to know it's okay. All right, I'm going to show you a hind shot. So these are all the moves. If anybody knows rope, tail your ropes on that side, short reins. Make sure you get your loop. We only have a half an hour to demo all this, so it's not as easy as doing it at home where we play for hours and work with hours. So, if you're going to hind leg or tail a cow, as they say in America, we're going to grab its legs. I need to be able to come up to the back of the cow. Now, bear in mind, nothing is fast when you're working cow. Now, I want me loop just to be over the edge of the cow, and then I'll bring it in and it drops under the leg. Now, that cow would walk forward and walk into that loop. Oh, done, that's it. That would be a hind shot. Okay? Then, we're going to do a sidearm shot. Bearing in mind, every time I've said, the cow and the horse won't be going fast. It'll be going slowly. Not a bad shot. I don't mind. I missed. I haven't done any practicing today. But that would be a side shot. Now, I'll show you the hind shot. As I said, this is just purely a demo for you all. Now, when I'm up in the top arena, if there's anybody who wants to ask any questions, by all means, ask away. There is never, ever a silly question. And if anybody wants to know where I learn all my skills from, or what I think are my skills, is I go to America for a month and work on ranches every year. Due to go again in November. That's an overhead shot. So, saying this was a real cow, and I had this shot. I would then be in a position to have a cow on the end of a rope. And I need to be able to pull this cow wherever I want. And I also need to make sure I can see what I'm doing when the guy down there needs the cow in a certain place. I can leave the cow there and wait until he brands it. When he's branded it, I can then drop my loop and walk in slowly to get my rope. And then I'm back on my rope again. And I wrap around the horn. Try not to look at the horn as much as I can. And I can feed that horn out, cow out as much as I want. And I would always rope it from this side, because if I didn't rope it from this side, I would get myself in a mess. And I also need to be able to pull her back to where I want it. So, and bring your rope in. Like I said, I need to bring it where I want to put it, is what I need to do. And that is working a cow for the simple reason is nothing is fast like you see it in the TVs. Because a farmer who raises cattle has to have a fat cow to get the money. And if he's chasing the cow up the arena or wherever, that cow is losing weight every step it takes. So the idea is to allow that cow to work slowly. which means you need the horse to work slowly all the time. Now, you'll have seen a lot of the times when on the westerns where they fly off and canter away, there are certain moves that we really need to have on a horse, especially when you're working cow. And one of them is a roll back, and you'll see this in a lot of arenas and a lot of shows. If you go to the western shows, we want the horse to work from the legs as not as much as the hand. So I ask it to spin and go the other way. I don't want to be doing big circles. I put my outside leg on and ask her through. I'm looking at where I want to be. I don't have to rush. This would probably be as fast as I would go in a field with cows. Whoa. And then I want to be able to bring her through and then go out. Come on. Good girl. Whoa. If you can see, I'm not really pulling. It's the outside leg that's coming on. Yes, mate, that's the gate. That's where you're going to work. Outside leg, that was not very good. We'll go back to that one. So, these are all the moves that you would need in a field with a bunch of cows. Can we stop? Nah. So she anticipated the turnaround. I'm not going to turn till now. If she anticipates, then all that's going to happen is every time I stop, this horse is going to run that way. That was poor. And I don't mind if this demo is not perfect today, because these are living animals, and I want my horses to be nice and gentle. And if I ask for something, I ask for it, I get it. I don't need to have a very fast canter, and I don't need to hold on to this horse and just rein if I want to. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's it. Whoa. You're on the wrong leg, mate. Try again. That's it. Now, if anybody's wondering about canter and things like that, the best thing I ever learned on a canter was, you always talk about putting the inside leg back and the front leg forward on the girth. And I find with any sort of canter now is I just try and tip the hip out. And if I tip the hip out, I'm on my diagonal, I'm ready to take the straight I want. But I need to be able to, that I can ride my horse, and I can just tip the tip out whenever I want. I don't need to rush. Everything's easy. That's it. So I've cantered a couple of times. She wants to canter. Same as before. Oh. I don't need to ask for much when I ask for anything. I don't need her to be frightened of things like that. Now, we'll start talking about legs and feet. Whoa. Thank you. Now, whenever I stop my horses, wherever I am, whichever horse it is, I am never ever here. I am always here, sitting on the end, waiting. Because I want my horse to know that this is peaceful. This is when he can have a rest, or she can have a rest. Never ever worry about that. And you'll find that they tend to settle down a little bit. I know you want to go out, tend to settle down a little bit. And then, as soon as I pick my reins up, if you watch this horse's reaction, it's all ready. I'm ready. What would you like me to do? We'll go forward? Thank you. We'll stop. Can we go back? I want to go to the right backwards, please. Now can we go to the left backwards? That's all off the leg, because I'm using the leg. Now, what I found in working with other horses and other people, that we always ask to push the horse away and open the door. You'll have heard it so many times. Opening the door for the horse, which is opening the leg. That's closing the door. That's going to send her that way. Open the door, close the door. Same with the back. Close the door, hold the front. Close the door. There's me back. So, on every movement, it's open and close. It's not pulling, not fighting, not arguing. No anxious inners, no anxiety. Everything's, if this horse wanted to rear, it would rear, and I wouldn't make a big issue of it. If it does anything wrong, I don't make a big issue. As you notice, when I come in, he was a little bit up height, because he's never been here. He's never seen this many people. The amount of energy that's in this room right now is quite high. So, for all the horses that are coming in today, you know, it's really good to be in this position out here. This is an opportunity that some people might never ever get. And it's nice to get that opportunity. But I can still ride, and I'm still not going to make anything change. If I want a side pass, I will ask with my leg. Oh, if I want to go backwards, I can ask with my legs. If I want to go forward, my leg just comes in very lightly. If I want to trot, I ask very lightly. Still haven't pulled on the rein yet. I want a half pass in trot. There we go. Good girl. And a half pass in trot. Come on. Up. Come on. That's it. Good girl. I want to ask for a canter. I'm just going to push the hind leg over and say, take the leg. And take that canter. Still not pulling on the reins, am I? Don't need to pull on the reins. You'll see when I work with this little one up this afternoon. And whoa. Good girl. Come on. That's a bad sign. So what? Don't care. Left leg on, right leg on, sorry. Gets a left spin. Is there anybody out there want to ask a question? It is a demo. Put your hand up if you've got a question. I'll take it now. Anybody? Yeah? How easy is it to transition from English to Western? As easy as you want it to be? We had a talk about this before, me and Kat. Horse training is so boring. It's the most boringest thing in the world. But unless you are prepared to be bored half the time, don't try. Because it all comes from how you put it over. If you get the right move, it might take you 3 days. It might take you 5 minutes. But you've got to stick with it. It's easy. The hardest thing I'll find with changing from English to Western is the leg position. And my partner rides English, and she struggles because she's rode English all her life. I've been very fortunate not to ride English. I rode for about 3 days. Now, if anybody watches me legs, I change what I want to move by my leg. My hands don't change. Everything's coming from here and here. Nothing from here, unless I have to. At some point, I might have to come here and be a bit firmer. With a young horse, you be firm. But you don't have to be nasty. You can be firm and that's it. People complain about spurs. I don't use my spurs. I will if I need to, but I don't need to. You know, if you've got a wild horse, sometimes you've got to be a bit, strong. But when you get them like this, and you've trained them like this, then you know where you are. You're at that great position. All right? Yeah, we're at that great position where we'll learn more about horses. So if you want to, I must tell you one more thing. I'm going to just say one more thing. If anybody wants to start working horses at a young age, I'll always say this. Really try and get yourself in a round pen, because it's safe. Yeah? The best thing if you can get in a round pen. And I know they've got some for sale up here, and I'm going to promote them a little bit for them. But it's all about being able to be with contact with your horse. So when you start training horses, there is a point of connection. And the connection might be 2 foot, might be 3 foot, might be 4 foot, might be 5 foot. But when you get that connection, it could be 30 foot, but you've got the connection. But working out where that connection starts and then extending it is the hardest part. So a round pen helps you to work that out. All right? So that's a really good thing to think of. I've got to say, I'm going to jump off the horse now anyway, because he's going to clap, and this horse might go up when I'm on his back, so I'm going to make sure I'm off. Now, one of the things I do when I get off a horse, I always give it a warning. I don't just jump off. So I'll press in my stirrup 3 times, and then I'm off, and I'm out. And I've got my lead rope there. Good girl. Come and see us at 3 o'clock. Ask us any questions. Talk to you about whatever you want. You'll see a different horse up there. This is Eve. Thank you very much for watching. That was good. Oh.
Wow, thank you very much, Paul. That was so cool.
Thank you.